Hello, everyone, and welcome to the launch and day one of the Cold Spark 21 Day Challenge. I'm Coach Hélène from The Coolest Journey, and I'm here with my guest, Gabriela Herrero, and we are super excited to be launching this 21-day challenge. So, what is this challenge exactly? Well, it's meant for total beginners or novices or cold virgins, as we like to call them. We're offering a step-by-step approach so that anyone can join us in the pleasures of doing cold exposure. And you can do it from home. You can do it with very low to no cost. It's very accessible. Basically, we're trying to use anything that you have at home in order for you to get some cold exposure. Who it's not for, if you have some type of circulatory issues, like I'm thinking blood circulation issues, like Raynaud's or diabetes, or maybe you get some allergic reactions to cold, because that does exist. Make sure you first talk to someone in your medical team to make sure that this is right for you and that you get some clearance. Otherwise, it's pretty safe to do at home. The format that we're going to be doing for this 21-day challenge, every day you're going to get an inspirational quote. That's the number one thing. Number two, the cold exposure itself. And please note that we've got some suggested durations here, but you have to listen to your body. The goal is basically to expose yourself to cold and to breathe through it, so that basically you're moving your nervous system from sympathetic mode to parasympathetic mode, so that you learn to relax into these stressful situation, because it is a physical stress, but it becomes also a physiological, psychological stress. But by breathing through it, then we learn to, when we're faced with adversity, we learn to breathe. So there's a direct translation of the work that we do with cold exposure into our day-to-day life. The breath work that we're going to be doing is going to be a little bit different every day. So sometimes it's going to be repeating itself, and sometimes it's going to be entirely new. And that breath work is really to help you relax into this. And once you're done being cold and you've breathed and all of that, we just remind you that you need to rewarm naturally and gradually. Don't just stick your hands, if we're doing some cold exposure with the hands, don't just stick your
Mhm.
hands in hot water afterwards. That's basically it. And excuse me. And we'll be doing a little bit of an announcement as to what you will be needing for the next day. Something like, for example, an ice pack, or maybe you're going to need a glass of water with some ice cubes in it, or something else. You're going to see what we're going to use when we're going to do today's experiment. We'll announce it after the exercise, and then we're going to finish with a grit lit. Basically, it's a little piece of literature so that you can work on your grit or your mental resilience or your mindset, as some people like to call it. What you can expect every week, we are going to be, every day, we're going to have a video about 2, 3 minutes. This is the intro, so it's a bit longer, but we're going to have a 3 minute long video with some clear explanations and some demos as well. Mondays is going to be a little longer as we set the expectations for the week. And Fridays, Gabriela and I are going to be answering some of your questions. Now, you can register via Eventbrite. The links are going to be posted if you'd like to receive the full week schedule ahead of time, and if you'd like to participate in the live events as well. So basically, live events are going to be on Fridays. Otherwise, just if you prefer not to share your email, you can still follow us on with the videos that are going to be posted on the Coolest Journey YouTube channel, and they're also going to be reposted on Facebook. So I'm Coach Hélène from The Coolest Journey. Why is it that I'm creating this program? Why me? So basically, I'm a certified personal trainer, a fitness instructor as well. I've taught aqua fitness for 10 years. I've taught about 1,000 people to swim and coach them as well. I'm a past lifeguard. I started open water swimming in September 2020 in Lake Ontario, which was cold open water. And by October 1st, I knew that the benefits I was getting from these swims was enough that it warranted me to be in the water every single day. In 2014, I was in a car accident and I ended up with pretty debilitating migraines, chronic pain, anxiety, depression, PTSD, a number of things. Oh, and also hormone dysregulation. I had some hot flashes, and the cold water took a lot of these things out. It pretty much eliminated my migraine. So I want to say it's miraculous to me. It's helping to manage my chronic pain. It's done wonders for my mental health. And it had eliminated the hot flashes for a good while until some other health issues happened to me. So life happens, as we say, right? So I think I'm pretty well versed in terms of cold water experience. And that's why I decided to create this program as part of the Coolest Journey, which I launched at the end of 2025 with the goal of significantly reducing or actually improving the lives of 10,000 people by 2035 by helping them break the cycle of physical pain, reignite their inner fire, and reclaim their lives and their dreams. And all this through the same formula that worked miracles for me. So there's cold water exposure and swimming if you want, anti-inflammation diet, and movement. So if you or your loved ones suffer from migraines, chronic pain, traumatic brain injury, or if you're looking for an edge in terms of open water swimming and performance enhancement, I invite you to check the various programs that I offer on the website, thecoolestjourney.com. And keep in mind that there are some full immersion adventures in there too, and they're located in Canada for now. So we're looking at BC and Ontario, but keep your eyes open for some other reboot weekenders or full week immersions that we're going to be offering in the future. Gabriela, your turn. Why are you part of this journey?
Well, first of all, because I'm your guest and you invited me. And second, well, we've been sharing this amazing experience of cold or ice swimming, as you want to call it. And well, my experience starts from when I was very young. I've been a swimmer my whole life. I started doing open water swimming when I was about 18, 19 years old, then triathlons, then Ironman, then things like that. So in my career and as a woman, it's about high performance. I am a coach as well, but not in the sports industry, but as an executive and life coach. So I train C-suite executives to feel uncomfortable and being able to, while they're in stress and things like that, just to have their better selves come out. And I think cold swimming, it's like a metaphor for that. I think once you become one with your body and you understand that in the most challenging places, there's an exit of your body to being able to control. So I use that as to push people to go further, to push their bodies as well. Everybody believes that once you're swimming and there's a little bit of air coming or wind coming, oh, you're gonna get sick. You don't. Your body has absolutely everything to challenge and to become. What's the word that we use? I don't like that word. Acclimatize or
To acclimatize, to get used to it, or
to get used to it and
to
enjoy
get
it. Which
to get used to
yeah,
the
that's
discomfort. Yeah.
to the discomfort. Yeah. So I like to make people comfortable by being uncomfortable. And that's why I love this. I started doing cold water swimming with Hélène about almost 6 years ago. It started like just going to the beach and see what was it about. And then I became addicted to it and I love swimming long distances. And that's what I want to make people be aware that cold swimming has so many benefits. I've seen it with Hélène, with some other people. My mental health, when people ask me how was COVID, for me, COVID was a great time, but it was because I went swimming every day and I was outside. And this new thing came up to my life in a time where I was going through a lot of changes physically, emotionally, and well, with COVID, right? So I think honestly, for your mental health, it's a great tool, a great tool to have. Also, the community, it's building up community and going to the beach, looking at sunrises and sunsets, and if you can go and swim in different water holes around where you live, it's a new experience. So, first of all, thank you, Hélène, for inviting me.
Oh, you're most welcome. And also, it's not just about sunrises and sunsets, it's also about whatever animals we get to see that day, whether
Oh my God,
flying
yes.
flying around us or swimming around us. We actually posted, Gabriela, those videos about our little adventures in BC when you came down. So it's important to say that you're in Burlington, Ontario. I'm in Richmond, BC, since I've since moved from Lake Ontario to over here. Um, and when you came down, we ended up swimming in Portal Cove, Kitsilano Beach, Jericho Beach. We went to White Rock as well. And we saw three heads. We don't know what they were in Portal Cove, but in White Rock, we know for sure that that was either a seal or a sea lion.
Or a
And that
sea
was
lion,
and it was
yeah.
exciting, right? Like you were just elated to be
Oh
seeing
my
them.
God, yeah, that was the best thing ever. Yes,
There's
totally.
something so primal about being in the water like this, and we are connected to the elements, to the environment, and we feel like we're one. But this challenge that we're doing, this 21-day challenge, is just for people to get used to the cold in the first place, so that if you can do it at home, it better prepares you to go outside and do these outings. So I like to call them cold ocean outings because I prefer oceans to lakes at this point in my life. I've got, I prefer to have Bubba the seal beside me rather than having Henry the heron flying over my head constantly. So, or the Canada geese run, kind of chasing us in the water so that we get all sorts of
Oh,
things.
but look at my lake. My lake looks like an ocean.
That's beautiful. And what I have behind me is actually Tom Heyerdahl's ice pool in Ottawa. So it's like an ode to Ontario that we have here for cold. But people get used to being cold at home, and it really helps to feel like we can do cold outside when we are more exposed to it in the comfort of our own home. One thing I'm going to say is that it's always important to take some precautions before doing any kind of cold exposure at home or outside. Always assess the situation, which is the environment itself and yourself. So, is there
Mm.
any security issues with the environment? How am I feeling today? How are you feeling a little numb in the fingers, or maybe you're just not feeling it? There's a lot of things that you have to consider, and maybe you give yourself 30 seconds to say, well, maybe this is for me. I'm going to try it. And maybe today is not the day that I do this for a number of reasons. When we're tired, when we're jet lagged, there's all sorts of weird things that can happen. And Gabriela, you can talk about that because you came over here and you were saying that you were feeling that head cold. The ice cream
Oh
had
yeah, yeah,
a lot
that's right.
more,
Yeah, a
and it
lot
was
more. Yeah.
it was 7 degrees in the ocean where we swam, but you're used to swimming in 0 to 2 degree water right now, and yet you had a stronger effect over here. So it could have been because you were tired, from the jet lag and all of that. Who knows?
Who knows? Or the emotion just to know that I was swimming in the ocean again. Yeah.
Yeah. So the whole point is assess the situation, assess the environment, how you're feeling yourself, observe as well what's happening, and adapt. And don't necessarily push it. So apart from this, I think we've pretty much set the stage now for this 21-day challenge. We're going to start with day one right now with the inspirational quote of the day, which is from Eleanor Roosevelt. I'm sure I massacred her name. Sorry, Eleanor. Which she once said, "Do one thing every day that scares you. Do one thing every day that scares you." And the cold exposure may be it. Maybe not, but it might be it. At home, you might feel it's easy. Once you take it outside, it may be an entirely different game. So I challenge you, do one thing every day that scares you. So if you do that in the morning with cold exposure, you're done. You've done the scariest thing you can do in that day, and then the rest of the day can go on. And Gabriela, we were swimming mostly in the mornings when we were going out, and that was pretty much
Yeah.
our thinking, right? Like we get it done, and then the rest of the day is open for us to do anything.
Yeah. And I have to share something. At the beginning, it was a lot of misinformation from people that were scared, um, or were more cautious about it. And so the first time you go in, you feel like, oh my God, something's going to happen, something's going to happen. So I think giving the right information, like we're doing our experiences and actually have done it the information is better, the fear should be less because you know somebody is behind you to support you than just being on my own and not doing it right.
That's right. We did our first winter together. And
Yep.
that was really, really helpful in terms of having the support from one another. And we had a little bit of a community with us as well. So there were three of us. There was Peter as well, who was there. The three of us were mostly together doing these things. And we all learned from one another as well. And we did a ton of research. We were always online.
Yeah.
We found a number of research studies that were published, who are the researchers in that area, in that field, which, by the way, there's not that many. And so Susanna Soberg is one of them, actually. So I highly recommend when people ask me, do you have any resources? Yes, go and see Susanna Soberg. Thermalist Journal is an excellent resource. She spreads it for free. So, oh, that sounds like a virus. She spreads it for free. She sends the email newsletter for free. You can sign up for that. There's a lot of research that's coming out, but there's not enough of it. Mark Christie, Dr. Mark Christie from Cumbria University, I interviewed on my Coolest Journey podcast, talks about that as well, what he found in his research about blue therapy. And it's great, but we're just scratching the surface in terms of the research benefits. So that's what we're trying to say. Basically, do one thing that scares you every single day, but be mindful, listen to your body, and adapt as needed.
Yeah. And just remember, this is a beginner's, like
Yeah.
it's beginning to feel the cold, beginning to understand what cold feels in our bodies. And there's a little bit of a high after it. So just learning how your body feels, what emotions go through you while doing this. We don't want you to go swim like right away. Just get used to
Mhm.
the cold, get used to
Yeah.
feeling it in your hands, in your feet, in your face, in your back. For me, the back is probably the hardest. So who
Hmm.
knows what's your
Everyone has their weak point.
the weak point.
Actually,
Yeah.
talking about this, where Gabriela, you just asked some questions, and we're going to be asking some of these questions as well during this 21-day challenge. That's the part that I called grit lit, right? So that's the part that it's like it's addressing the grit. It's the mindset, the mental resilience. And basically, it's about looking inside as well. So there's some reflection in terms of what am I feeling now? But it's also about I am feeling this, but I also choose to continue with the cold exposure. So everything goes hand in hand like this. So we're going to do the first exercise today. We are going to be cold exposing our hands, for lack of a better word. So you can pick anything at home. Right now, I have two ice packs. There you go. Oops, I don't want to show the brand. There we go. I have two ice packs. Believe me, they're cold. They're sweating over here. Gabriela, you had a glass with some ice
I have a
cubes.
glass full of ice cubes,
Yep. And I
and
think
I
you also
have
had
some strawberries and berries frozen.
I have to say the frozen peas usually work better. But you can use anything you have in the freezer. But the frozen peas work better because you can sometimes they clump. So if you unclump them and you put them, I don't know, on your shoulder or on your neck, if you ever have pain there, it'll mold. But those berries they kind of
Yeah,
dig in
these ones
strange
too.
ways. Give them some love. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to be holding something cold in our hands. So I've got this, and you
I'm
can
gonna have
have,
my water with ice.
yeah. And we're going to be doing some breath work as we're holding them. So we're going to hold this for 60 seconds. Sorry. 60 seconds. And I'm looking at the clock right now. So we're going to start. And we are going to breathe through this. So it's not that bad, right? It's just you're getting your hands cold. But hands, feet, and face actually makes a huge difference in cooling down the whole body. So if you have a hot flash, grab onto something cold. So we're going to inhale for about 5 seconds. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one.
That's too long.
Inhale. It's let's do it for shorter. Inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. And exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. So we've breathed through it. So you probably don't even think about holding something cold anymore in your hands. And it's been 60 seconds. So you can put that aside if you want, or keep holding on to it. Once you get used to it, it's not that bad. And that's the whole point, is to breathe through the discomfort so that your sympathetic system, so your nervous system, gets activated into that fight or flight, like, oh my God, something is happening. But as you breathe through it, your whole body starts to rest. It goes into parasympathetic rest digest mode. So that's it for tomorrow. You will need ice packs, frozen water bottle, maybe bags with frozen fruits and vegetables, but I can tell you that a glass with some ice cubes will not work for tomorrow. And the grit lit for today is just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Gabriela, is there anything you want to say at the end of this day 1 of our 21-day challenge called the Cold Spark?
Actually, I just want to say something. Just have an open mind of what this is, because it might look dumb what we're doing, but it has a purpose. Everything has a purpose. And even I'm used to go outside with my dog with no gloves, and today was -8. Holding the water, it's the same sensation that we feel when we are getting into the water. So bear with us, keep an open mind, and you'll see results.
Yeah, just keep in mind as well, this is really meant for cold virgins, right? We're trying
Exactly.
to ease your way into the discomfort of cold, but discomfort that becomes your friend. And as we face this discomfort day after day, then we learn that it's not that far out of our comfort zone anyway, and we can do this. And like you said, Gabriela, I mean, we have to challenge our own assumptions of what's comfortable.
Beliefs. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. So thank you, Gabriela, for being with me. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone, for
Thank you.
watching. This is Coach Hélène from The Coolest Journey. And follow us for this 21-day challenge on the YouTube channel, The Coolest Journey. And I really hope that you're going to be joining us. Bye-bye, everyone.